Okay, so this is a model of a sarcomere. Sarcomere is the functional unit of a muscle. Sarcomere is the area between two discs. This is called a Z disc, Z disc. Why is it called Z? Because it is like a Z. So this is a Z disc, this is a C disc, okay? And you can see there are two types of fibers here. There's a red fiber, which is called the actin fiber, those are the thin fibers. And there is a blue fiber, which is thicker, and that's called the myosin. So myosin fiber is thicker. The thin fiber is made up of actin. Okay, so myosin, actin, thick fiber, thin fiber. Okay, thin fibers are attached to the C disc. Thick fiber is attached to this line here. This is called the M line. Okay, so why is there striations? It's because when you look here, you can see over here, this part here is darker because there are thick fibers and there are thin fibers. So this part over here will be the dark area. So the dark area is called the A band. And this area here, so you have the next sarcomere here. This is one sarcomere. The next unit is here. It's repeating units. So here you can see there is an area which is light. Over here you can see it. And imagine there's another area here which is light. So this will be the light area. And the light area is called the I band. So I band, the dark area is called the A band. And this, in the middle of the dark area, you can see an area where there is no thin filaments. So over here, there's a light zone. This is called the H zone. Why is it called H? Because if you look from the side here, you can see it's like the letter H. It's the here, H. Okay. It was also discovered or explained by a German scientist called Heller. So some people say it's because of H. That's why it's. But for us, let's keep it simple. It looks like a H. Okay. So this is the covering of a sarcomere. It looks like a dust cover. It's not a dust cover. And you can see it has got some markings here. This is the sarcoplasmic reticulum, or the endoplasmic reticulum in a normal cell. In the muscle, it is called a sarcoplasmic reticulum. It's very important because the sarcoplasmic reticulum has got a yellow area here. This is called the T tubules. And the green area here is called the terminal cistern. Now, muscle needs something for contraction. What is that? Calcium. Without calcium, muscles don't contract. Okay? And that calcium is stored in the terminal cistern. So you have the two terminal cistern, and you have a T tubule here. The terminal cistern is green. The T tubule is yellow. The two terminal cistern and one T tubule together is called a triad. This is very important because this is where the calcium is stored. And if muscle contraction has to happen, that calcium has to be released, and that calcium will actually come into the sarcomere, and it will act on these little green things. This is called the troponin, and there's another protein called tropomyosin. And what happens is when the calcium comes, it activates the troponin. Troponin will activate the tropomyosin, and tropomyosin will move the block. The tropomyosin is actually blocking the actin filaments and preventing the contraction. But when you have calcium, it will actually activate the troponin. Troponin will move the tropomyosin. The sites where the thick filament will attach is exposed. So the thick filament can attach, and it will pull. And when that pulling happens, the muscle will shorten, the sarcomere will shorten, muscle shortens, and that's what we call muscle contraction. Okay.